Hi everyone. In August 2019, it will be already 3 years of research completed, the 4th year on its way for 2020. Well, hello everyone. We're looking at, for a change, no, it's only one photo, but this is crater Langrenus M. I showed you Langrenus crater just over top of Mare Fecunditatis, beautiful crater. I'll talk about the imperfections in these photos, but do you see how the surface has the exact same thing as what I'm showing you guys, the topography? As for all those connected objects and lines, here's some lines in the photos and some spots there that you can see, but aside from that, you can actually see the surface, that it's exactly the same as what I'm showing you guys. If you look closely in the gray, it's the same thing, except I'm inverting things. I've seen some Clementine photos from NASA, and it shows a very similar surface as to what I'm showing, just very colorful surface, absolutely colorful. We're looking at not too far from the Apennine Mountains, and we're looking at those same objects that you actually saw in the NASA photo. If you go back to it and look at the surface, and goodness, if you use a magnifying lens, it's even better to see. So let's get into the surface. Oceanus Procellarum Basin, Mare Vaporum, which is the Sea of Vapors. Lots to do with water, seems to me, eh? The Mare's Manilius crater, right alongside, not far from Mare Serenitatis. But we're going to talk about Hyginus crater. This is the Rima Hyginus. Well, I'm going to tell you what they say is the reason that rim and crater was created. As we zoom into Manilius, look at the objects all around it. So they say Hyginus is a caldera. What is a caldera? It's a large cauldron-like hollow. They say, I'm telling you what science says, that forms shortly after the emptying, supposedly, of a magma chamber, a reservoir, right? Under volcanic eruptions, there's chambers and they fill up with magma, and this would have been what they say. So when large volumes of magma are erupted over a short time, supposedly structural support for the rock above the magma chamber is lost. And that's what would have happened. The ground surface then collapses downwards into the emptied of a partially emptied magma chamber. And, well, it does look like that, but the trolls are still crying. And when they're crying, well, I know that I am affecting them. And that's what I want. So they're actually even giving us some views. There was such an attempt to tarnish my name, and not only today and this week, but throughout the entire 2 years after the first year I had started. I think even 3 years in a row. It's just tarnishing. But we're getting in closer and closer and closer. And thanks to the trolls, I went and proved that even in NASA photos, you're seeing the exact structures that I'm showing you all. Thanks, trolls. In a matter of weeks, as we pass over here, Mons Argeus, the supposed Apollo 17 moon landing, we're approaching 60,000. So we're not that far away from 100,000 people, which is my goal coming for the new year. We have to get more people seeing these videos. The support, the feedback, the generous contributions is amazing. Thank you, each and every one of you, for taking the time to come see this research. I love you all for it. Speaking of generous contributions, Ivan Hogmo, thank you so much for the generous contributions, for the support to the channel. Thanks for following the research. Photo inverted. No filters. Right, Charles? Isn't it beautiful? You're gonna have a hard time, you Charles, trying to convince the world that there's nothing up there, but everybody knows disclosure is already in progress. In the blue, we just went over Mare Imbrium, the supposed Apollo 11 moon landing. We're scrolling up. I'll get an arrow up for you guys on the, remember, the Rima Hyginus crater, which is right there along the Terminator line. We are in the Sea of, do you remember? Sea of Vapors, which is in the Oceanus Procellarum Basin. Oh yeah. Eratosthenes crater. What do you think of that? What about around it? Coming from the Apennine Mountains. Structural objects inside of craters that we can see. And this is just beside what I just showed you, the close-up shot. And yep, there we have it. So what do you think of that, guys? Thanks for watching. Thank you for liking this video and taking the time to subscribe and sharing it on other platforms.
Aliens are the moon, and they're mining really up there, and they're mining on the moon. Aliens are the moon, there's fire really up there, and they're mining on the moon. Aliens are the moon, and they may be coming soon.
This is Houston. Say again, please.